Hey everybody, it's Lawrence, and I'm here today to kick around an idea with you that has to do with an insight that I have. We're doing some private training today, what I call my cave days. This is where we really get to kind of work on state of the art shifts in your thinking and belief systems. And I'm working with a friend and student today, and one of the things that we're exploring is this idea of the universe as a co-created experience. So are you in a universe where you're co-creating? In other words, you're involved in a game, in a discussion where you're co-creating with life, the universe, the infinite, or are you to submit to that force, to that thing, or is your job to submit and listen and just do whatever you're told, or is there something else going on? And so what I want you to think about today and to just engage in the discussion is, if life is about submission, which so many stories about the universe are, it's about, your job is to submit. But I would invite you to think about something different, because you're probably, in some way, you're probably playing the submission game. It's just one that's very, very, very part and parcel to life and the life that we've inherited. So it's not, it's very likely that you're involved in that game in some way. But if you're in the co-creative game, like if you play with that at all, if that's even a thought where you go like, well, wait a minute, can I start asking different kinds of questions instead of having to submit and listen to the little messages that are out there, all these little nuanced things that that can be very ambiguous and confusing. If you're engaged in a co-creative game, then that is not, the rules of that game are not to submit, but they're to engage in the game of life, in the act of living, and co-create with this infinite possibility. And if that's the game, how would that affect your life? In other words, it's not to listen and wait for all these little signs, but it's to engage and ask a different question, which the question is, what do I want? What do I want to create? The other is, what should I do? What should I do next? What should I do? What should I do next? I'm submitting to you. I'm submitting. I'm submitting. I'm submitting. What should I do next? Or it's like, well, wait a minute. I'm an adult and I'm going to engage in the universe in an adult way. And the question I'm asking is not what should I do next, but what do I want to do next? What do I want to create next? How do I want to be living my life? How do I want to be experiencing? Who do I want to be engaging with? What are the qualities of discussions I'm having? What are the qualities of thoughts I'm having? Do I want to lead a stressed out life, or do I want to lead a life that is, more empowered and filled with more connection and depth and freedom and intimacy and vulnerability? So how you play that game, how you think about that game, has everything to do with the quality of your life. So if we're in a co-creative game, then the upgraded question would be, what do I want to do now? How would I like to express now? How would I like to create? What do I want to focus on? What do I want? Which I think is one of the most spiritual questions you can ask, by the way, because it goes against everything the culture tells you, especially, we're taught to be like, be submissive and shut up and just listen and do your job and keep your hands folded and be quiet. So when you start asking the question, what do I want, and what do I want to co-create with existence, you begin to see like that's a different question. That's a very spiritual question, because the things that you have to do within yourself to even begin asking that question are so massive. So play around with that. Feel free to comment. As I said, subscribe to the channel, go visit my website. I will be sending you and communicating with you about different things, because I really want to help you upgrade your questions, the quality of your thinking, which will upgrade the quality of your life. And it is definitely time for us to up level. So that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for joining me. Have a magnificent experience, whatever you're doing, and really digest, think about, comment on, is the game you're playing a submissive game, like I am to submit to the universe and to the infinite, or is it a co-creative game? And if it's a co-creative game, you may want to start thinking about asking some different questions, upgrading your questions and upgrading your beliefs. Until next time, it's Lawrence. We'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks for listening.